I mean, UFC was on last night. It was the first live sporting event. No one in the arena, but like all over social media. Everyone was about it. The ratings
Yeah, it
were
was huge.
crazy on it. KBO is on, and everyone's adopting KBO teams, which is awesome. Like, it's so fun
Yeah,
watching those games, Like, the
yeah,
sooner we can get baseball back on, it's going to be right in the forefront of everyone's attention.
I know. I
But,
think it'll be great for everybody. So hopefully, I'm just waiting, man. Hopefully
yeah.
soon.
How long spring training do you think you would need to, like, be ready for the season at this point? Like, you need 2 starts, you need 4 starts. Like, what's because usually you get like 5 or 6 to ramp up, but
Yeah. Um, I don't know, man. I feel like I'd be ready pretty quick, relatively quick. Like I'm throwing two pens a week right now. Yesterday I did 3+ up downs, like 60+ pitches, just kind of staying there until we're able to like get some sort of date and I'm able to ramp up, right? And so
yeah.
I feel like I'm in a good spot. I've created a good little base and a foundation to be ready to ramp up relatively quick. So really just what 3 weeks? What is that? What is that? Maybe 4 starts, 3 starts?
That's what I was like. Yeah, so 3 times through a rotation would be 15 days. So it's like 2 weeks.
Right.
So if people came in and they went 2 innings, 3 innings, 4 innings, then when the season started, you'd be ready to go 5. If you
Yeah.
came in and you went 3, 4, 5, you'd be ready to go 6. I guess it's
Yeah.
going to depend on roster size a little bit too, right? Like, if you have 4 or 5 extra relievers, then you probably need less time in the spring because relievers can cover an inning that a starter may not be able to cover
Right.
while
Right. And
guys
like
ramp
how
up.
long is it? And like how long is that roster going to be expanded for? Is it going to be the whole season or is it just going to be the first month to allow
Yeah.
pitchers to ramp up? I mean, there's so many different things that um,
And
it really affects. I saw.
the crazy part about it too is like all those games are going to matter so much, you know? Like, think about
Yeah.
like last year in Cleveland, I mean, we were 81 games in, we were what, 10 games back? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then it like tightened up. It was like down to like literally the last weekend to see if
Yeah.
you guys made the playoffs or not. There's going to be
Yeah.
so many teams that like are there at 70 games or 80 games that over the course of the
Mm-hmm.
long season wouldn't be there at the end, but like no time for
Yeah.
slow starts.
It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be cool. It'll be different, that's for sure. But somebody asked me the other day, like, "Oh, what's this gonna do to whoever wins the World Series? Like, it's gonna be tainted." I'm like, "Hell no! Like, a ring's a
No,
ring. Let's go.
absolutely.
Give it.
We,
Let's
a
go."
World Series is awarded because 30 teams come together, they agree upon a set of rules, and they go out and they compete and see who is the best at winning under those set of rules, right? So if the set of
Right.
rules are different, then it's the same thing. It's like go out and see
Yeah.
who's best at these set of rules.
Yeah.
NBA is
I'm
82
stoked.
games or whatever. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited for it, man. It's gonna be different. There's gonna be a little extra, like a newness factor, So there's gonna be a little
Yeah.
extra adrenaline because of the newness,
Yeah.
and
And
think
if you
about all
think
the
about it, playoffs will potentially like. I mean, it's hard for fans to see this, but there's definitely a mid-season form for each player and each pitcher specifically. Like you got to feel fresh and your arms got to feel good, and that generally for most guys, if you had to generalize, it comes around like mid-season, right? And that'll be right around playoffs. So
June, July. Yeah, that's a great point. I haven't heard that point before, but that's really good. Like the level of playoffs is probably going to be a lot higher.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. But how about like I just have so many questions I want answered, and I mean, it's nobody's fault because it's just such a crazy time. But like, how's this going to affect spring training next year or our off season if there is one? Like,
Yeah.
the turnover is going to cause, hopefully not, knock on wood, but like potential um, to cause quite a few injuries.
That's what I'm scared of. Yeah. I mean
Yeah.
the quick ramp up uh, to the season this year. Because there's plenty of guys that aren't able to even get outside. Oh, if
Right.
guys are like in New York or whatever. I don't know how they're even playing catch or throwing. There's some guys that don't want to go outside, that aren't doing anything, that
Right.
they're not swinging right now. And like think of all the oblique injuries that you see, when guys are in shape, from swinging and stuff. And guys that aren't able, they're not outside taking ground balls and running and sprinting like they're normally doing, and they're going to come back. There's going to be hamstrings, there's going to be
Yep.
groins. It's not a Yeah, it's tough. Like player safety is going to be huge on top of the risk of obviously the infection and getting corona and spreading it and all that different stuff. It's a crazy time. Lot of things floating around that a lot of pitfalls.
Yeah, there's gonna be so many contingencies, and it's gonna affect so many things in the future too, not just like this season, but seasons to come. So it's weird, man. It's weird, but hopefully it works out all for the better.